Good morning grade 4. Welcome back to grade 4 mathematics class. So I hope you all are doing great today. We have come to the end of chapter 4. So let's discuss the questions from revision station exercise today. So all of you please turn to page number 63 in your textbook. Let's see the first question. It says Rishi has rupees 195 and he wants to buy pens. Each pen costs rupees 50. How many pens can he buy? So what we are given? We know the amount of money that Rishi has with him. And it is said he wants to buy pens and each pen will cost him rupees 50. So how do you find out how many pens can be bought with this money? The total amount of money, if it is divided by rupees 15, you will get how many pens can be bought with that total amount of money. So that will be 195, the total amount of money divided by the cost of each pen, that is 50. So the result of this division is the number of pens he can buy with the amount. You can work out the division using long division method and you can do the calculation in your working column. Let's see the next question. It says the product of two numbers is 2000 if one of them is 40, the other number is. Here we are given the product of two numbers as 2000. One of the numbers is 40. We don't know the other number. So how do we find out what is the other number? We can divide this 2000 by this 40 to get the other number. That is 2000 divided by 40. You see both these are multiples of 10. So we can cancel out the numerator and denominator by a factor 10. So 2000 divided by 10 is equal to 200 and 40 divided by 10 is equal to 4. So dividing 2000 by 40 is the same as dividing 200 by 4. So you can work out the calculation in the working column and find out the right choice from among the given choices. Now let's discuss the next question. It says Sahana paid rupees 3960 towards half yearly membership in a gym. The monthly fee is. So here it says the amount Sahana paid for a half yearly membership in a gym. So in a year there are 12 months. So half yearly membership means it is for 6 months. So we know the amount she paid. We know it was for 6 months. Then how do we find out the monthly fee? So the monthly fee will be equal to the amount she paid divided by 6. That is 3960 divided by 6. So you can work out the calculation in the working column and choose the right option to this question. Now the fourth question, it says 8019 divided by 1000 gives quotient and remainder as dash and dash respectively. So we have learned when you divide a number by 1000, the last 3 digits of the given number will form the remainder part and the digit in the thousands place will be the quotient. So if that is the case, when 8019 is divided by 1000, the quotient will be 8 and the remainder will be 19. So you have to choose the right option from among the given choices. Now let's discuss question number 5. It says the money collection towards a one-day trip amounted to rupees 6000. If 30 students are going for the trip, then the contribution of each student is. So we know the total amount collected and that is equal to 6000 rupees. And it says if 30 students are going for the trip, which means the number of students is equal to 30, you need to find out the amount each student contributed. How do we find it out? We know the total amount collected, which is equal to 6000. The total number of students is equal to 30. So the amount each one contributed will be 6000 divided by 30. So let's cancel out using the common factor 10. So this becomes equal to 600 divided by 3. And the result to this division will give you the amount contributed by each student. So now let's discuss the next question. It says 12 bags weigh 480 kilogram. the weight of one bag is. So we know the total weight, that is equal to 480 kilogram. And there are 12 bags in total. So how do we find out what is the weight of one bag? That would be equal to 480 divided by 12. So you can do this division by long division method. If possible, cancel out the common factors and the division becomes easier. So now let's discuss the next question. It says 60,000 paise amounts to. We need to find out what is the equivalent of 60,000 paise in terms of rupees. So we know 100 paise is equal to 1 rupee. So 60,000 paise will be equal to 60,000 divided by 100. That is 60,000 paise divided by 100 paise. You see, we can cancel out the numerator and denominator by 100. So this becomes equal to 600. So what is the equivalent in terms of rupees? 60,000 paise is equal to 600 rupees. So I hope this is clear to you. Let's discuss the next question. It says, Steve took 6,005 sweets to his class on his birthday. He distributed them equally among his 30 friends. The number of sweets left with him is. So we know the number of sweets Steve took to his class, it is equal to 6,005 sweets. And he distributed these sweets among 30 of his friends. And we need to find out what is the number of sweets left with him. So what you are asked to find out, after distributing this 6,005 sweets among 30 of his friends, how many sweets were remaining? How many sweets were left with him? So what you are actually finding here, you need to divide 6,005 by 30 and the remainder you are getting there will be the number of sweets left with him. So do the calculation and find out the right choice to this question. Let's discuss question number 9 now. It says, Sammy typed 25 lines in one page. If there are 375 lines to be typed, the number of pages that he will need is. So, in one page, Sammy typed 25 lines and there are a total of 375 lines to be typed. And for typing 375 lines, how many pages will he need? How do we find it out? We know the number of lines that can be typed in one page, and that is 25. So if we divide the total number of lines by the number of lines that can be typed in one page, we will get the number of pages required to type these many lines. So do the division and find out the number of pages required. Now the next question is, the number of hours in 4,260 minutes is. So we know 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So to find out how many hours are there in 4,260 minutes, you need to divide 4,260 by 60. And this is equal to 426 divided by 6. The result of this will give you the equivalent in terms of hours. Now let's discuss the next question. It says, Rohini bought a box of mangoes in which 2 were rotten. The rest she placed in 51 bags with 6 mangoes in each bag. The number of mangoes she bought is. So what is mentioned in the question? Rohini bought a box of mangoes and among the mangoes, 2 mangoes were rotten and the remaining mangoes, she placed the remaining mangoes in 51 bags and each of these bags contained 6 mangoes each. So we need to find out what is the total number of mangoes that she bought. So how do we solve this? So if there are 51 bags with 6 mangoes each, how many mangoes will be there? There will be 51 into 6 mangoes. So these are the good mangoes. And it was also said that 2 mangoes were rotten. So along with the total number of good mangoes, you need to add the 2 rotten mangoes to get the total number of mangoes that Rohini bought. So work it out and find out the right choice to this question. Now the next question, it says the smallest number that can be added to 417 so that it is divisible by 11 without leaving a remainder is. So, what is the divisibility rule for 11? For a number to be divisible by 11, the difference of the sum of the alternate digits must be either 0 or 11. So, let us have a look at the choices given here. The number we are given is 417 and the choices are the first one 5. So, let us add 417 and 5. That will give us 422. Let us check if 422 is divisible by 11. Let us take the sum of alternate digits and the difference. So, the alternate digits are 4 and 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 minus this 2 is 4. And it is not either 0 or 11. Hence, this is not applicable. Now, the next one 417 plus 4, the second choice. That gives us 421. So, 4 plus 1 5, 5 minus 2 3. So, that is also not applicable. Now, 417 plus 1 gives us 418. So, that is 4 plus 8, 12 minus 1, 11. So, that can be considered. Let us check the next option also. 417 plus 7. It will give us 424. 4 plus 4, 8 minus 2, 6. So, that is also not applicable. So, the only case applicable is 478 plus 1, giving us 418. So, which is the right choice here? It is choice C1. So, children, I hope all the questions we discussed today are clear to you. Make sure you complete all these questions in your notebook. Once you are completed, you can submit your answers through Microsoft Teams, and there is also a worksheet to be worked out which is given in page number 64 of your textbook. Go through the worksheet and do accordingly. Now, you also have to revise all the concepts you learned in this chapter and make sure you get thorough with the multiplication tables of 1 to 10. So, that's all for today, children. We will meet in the next class with a new chapter. Till then, bye.